Okay. Um, Hi. I haven't done a long video like this before in a while. It's been probably a year or so. Wish I had a mirror behind my phone so I could see what you guys were seeing. But basically, you can see over here and here. Okay. Um, so, um, I'm gonna post this version on YouTube, where it most likely won't get really seen because I don't really post on there ever, and it's not a focus of mine. Um, all right, so the basic idea today is I want to draw a sexy woman. And when I say sexy, I don't mean like, just someone done up naked or in a really like scantily clad outfit. I mean like, even if you can't, I, uh, I, what she is emoting to me is that has pride in her body, and also she's a mushroom. So combining two of my interests, women and mushrooms, of course. um, so the idea is that we have this paper. It's a bit blown out of proportion on this, yeah, but I have this magazine by Fritz Willis called The Nude. I don't remember when it was published. I do believe this is an original, but who really knows, honestly? Okay. I bought this a long time ago at a Goodwill, I think, and I was really, really jazzed to find it because I thought it was so cool. And I still think it's really cool. I will warn you now, if you don't like nudity, click off because now my painting and these obviously have a bit of nudity and in it jeez. um yeah, so I was going through, so I wanted to draw a woman. I knew that, and I was gonna pick up some references off the old internet, but I really don't want to do that when I have this magazine here that I've never once used for reference material. And even though it's got very limited images, I think they're really nicely drawn. I don't, not really actually read through what he writes in these. Like, not a lot. I like this image a lot. I like her pose. So I was thinking about maybe that one and just going off of this page. And then big mushroom right here. Well, you can't see that, can you? Mushroom head. And then woman body. For those of you that don't know me, this obsession with mushrooms and women is a long-term thing for me. Mushrooms because they're really great for the environment and they're criminally understudied for their benefits, and I think women are gorgeous. That's not. I mean, it doesn't matter if it is or isn't. It's not just on a sexuality standpoint. Oh, also my tape here is pretty garbage. So we're gonna hope for the best on that one because we also got that from a thrift store. I don't really like buying things new if I don't have to. But no, it's not. It's not. Not even on a basis level. Women are gorgeous. People are gorgeous. But when I have a subject matter that is figure based and specifically human, I prefer to draw women. I think the men have curves too, right? But like large, and there's not all of the women in Fritz Willis. Yeah, Willis's depictions are pretty thin and consistent. I think he has like just one model maybe. because her boobs look the same in almost every single drawing. She looks generally the same in the face, but her hair color changes sometimes. I'm just basing that off the fact that, like, for this drawing, he doesn't color it all the way in, and so that makes me think blonde. And when there's more heavy markings, maybe I can find it. Yeah, she's blonde here, and now she's brown, brunette. I don't think it honestly matters. I'm a rambly person. This is going to be a rambly video, and I will not apologize for that. So, I am stuck between this image and this image. Now, what can you see? Oh, you can see both of them. Lovely. Cool. Yeah, so I like both. They're both, in their base, they're very vulnerable in how they're posed. And also, I'm kind of noticing they both have different, like, I don't think he draws really anything in this entire book where, I mean, this has a pose where her legs are open, but she's facing the opposite way. And, I don't really know anything about Fritz Willis as an artist, to be honest. I just thought this book was really interesting, this magazine. But it's vulnerable, but it also has, like, aspects of protectiveness. Her leg is crossed here, her arm is crossed here. Though with this one, she's looking directly at the viewer, and this one she's looking away. But they're still both boastful, prideful, because of I think it's, well, it's posing. It's her shoulders and it's body language. I could honestly go on a couple hours of rant for this, so I'm just gonna try and, I was trying to decide this before I started the camera. I know. Still trying to decide. I think I'm going to avoid this one just because I really don't want to have to draw background. You know, I don't have to, even if I could just draw her floating on nothingness. But I feel like I don't want to do this one because she's sitting on something. And though she is sitting on something, laying on something here, I don't have to draw that. She can just be holding her own body weight. And I'm going to do that. Now, I haven't drawn. I've done quick sketches for sculptures for the past few years. I should have something better to set this up on. I'll just put this over here for now until I need to make sure I don't get red ink everywhere. Oh, as a quick thing for that, I'll just put this up so I can see my little reference easier. Okay, and that's not like covering the camera any, is it? No, I don't think so. Cool. So I picked up recently from Austin Creative Reuse some inks because this one has a really cool bottle and I really liked it. That was like the whole basis. But this says Coast Redwood, 65 milliliters /55. And it's only $3. And put that on my little receipt. And it's just a cool bottle, but it is color verse on the top. It's like really nice red ink, and the idea here is to kind of just get a dropper. I've had this one for a while. I used it for black ink, as you can see, and couldn't get it all off. Drop it down, do some fun stuff with it, get a nice good base. And then I have not done any tests for this, so we're really just going to see how it goes. And I have this other ink that's like a greenish blue, potato green, if you will. That's just my guess in colors. It's probably not, because actual potato colors I think are actually like rare. Don't quote me. My mind is a boggle of words at all times. So unless I'm looking at the direct source, always, and this is just for everybody, always, always, always check. Don't trust everything off the internet. Anyways, yeah, if the red ink doesn't lay down exactly how I want, I also bought this cute little sponge for 99 cents. And it's got a lot of holes, interesting texture. Boop, 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 boop. J'aime. So, blue ink on top, red ink as a base. Gorgeous mushroom lady as the subject matter. Alright. When I make this into a fast video, I'm gonna have to edit out so much of me just sitting here and showing things. That's fine. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Oh my gosh. That's crazy to say. A bit. All I used to do was paint and draw, and then the world of sculpture opened up my eyes, and now I feel as though I can't go back, and it's kind of stunted me a bit, to be honest. I'm nervous. Like, I have all the things. Here's the thing. I really wanted it to go up and not this way. What if... I like how I use my whiteboard for 2 seconds to demonstrate something and then I stopped using it. So I want it to be up and not sideways. So instead of drawing her, because I don't have my little brush. I don't know where my brush marker went, so I can like rub things away. But I do have a piece of felt, and it's not what it's meant for, but that's fine. There's my brush. Instead of drawing her, oh, my brain just broke for a bit. Anyways, yeah. So, boop, boop, titty. That looks interesting. Instead of drawing her like that, I don't really want to draw faces. I've gotten really bad with faces recently. Do you know how they say, and a lot of people know that this is false now, which is great, but you know how they say practice makes perfect? Well, it's not true. Practice makes a consistent, repeatable skill. When you stop practicing it, you lose that skill. And you have to relearn. And at least that's how it is for me, right? I did a couple figure drawing classes, but I was the figure. And so I'm a bit nervous. I don't wanna... She has such perky boobs. Little perks. And her arm crosses over. Sorry, I'm just getting a quick sketch out so I know what it feels like to draw this before I draw it on the paper, because my brain is like, well, if you draw it on the paper and you fuck up, that's it. No more serotonin for you. A little bit more. Ooh, yeah, that's how needs work, babes. But you know what? This felt's already cut, so, and if it needs to be cleaned, I will just do so. Oh yeah, also my fabric scissors are garbage because I use them on all these sculpture projects with really thick fabric, and so now they're like struggling sometimes. Now this is a super tiny piece. But we don't need anything big. We just need something to erase that. And just get something out. Now, knees are so hard for me to do. My brain breaks, to be honest with you. It's like, oh, what is a knee? Knees don't exist in here. They've always been difficult. But you know what makes it really easy? Drawing digitally. Yes, because this works. You guys don't hear all the inner dialogue that's happening right now, and I feel sorry for you. So fascinating and loud in there. I'm not gonna draw her wearing heels because why would a mushroom woman have heels on? However, I don't want to draw feet. So why don't we do what Fritz Willis is doing and just draw this stupid little thing he's got going, and he's got like not full lines. That's a broken foot right there, babes. That's your foot looks like that. I need you to go to the hospital. Because believe it or not, it might be broken. There'd be a lot of erasing. I did not procure an eraser before I started this video. And but you know, here's the cool thing, right? God, what is it that I'm doing wrong that looks weird? One small tip, please. Oh, that's better. Now she just has a really thick fucking heel, though. So maybe not that. I don't know why I gave her squareness. I need to actually just cut this off. I'm trying to deal with that. Getting frustrated, trying to figure out why it's being difficult. So chunky heel. Yes, I know you never should use your finger on whiteboard. I do have a whiteboard spray over here, but this is why also I hate figure drawing classes. I don't hate them. That's not genuine hate. But I always get locked up on the legs, man. I'm just like, oh, the legs have to be perfect. Cause I'm a leg gal. What are you guys? Are you leg people? You know, most people they're like, oh, I'm an ass. I'm a tits person. Oh, but legs. Legs are legs are the eyes into the soul. Fucking stupid. Here actually, but so I don't set it down constantly. And big ass heel. Wah. He doesn't draw feet in his sketches either. Now that I'm noticing, there's not a single foot on this page. Not a fully drawn foot, at least. There's like quick sketch lines. He just does eh, eh. That's all he does. But you know, actually, you just add a couple more details and maybe not a broken. Is this your femur? I think the femur is higher, so me saying that is wrong. If I got any anatomy people in the comments, you know, help me out. Help a sister out, because bitches don't know what they're saying, you know? Bitches don't know what they're saying. And now this is too flat. And oh, I'm giving her portal feet. Ooh. Back. Ah, so close. I think this ridge is just too high. But that's not true either. That line I just draw, we're not gonna question we're not gonna question my grammar on this one, guys, alright? We're not, because if we did, we'd be here all fucking day. And meaty thigh. Alright, we got legs. And tits. And then stick body. Of course, this goes up too high, and that's not accurate. So it's boop and boop, and then this follows that, and then that follows the arm up, right? But this is now too far back, and so it starts really about like right here, and then goes wah. But less like this, more like wah. Beep. Beep. Sorry, my finger's just so much easier to use. Because I know where my finger's gonna go. I don't know where that fucking piece of felt's gonna go. Felt's gonna go where it wants to go. And we can't be having that. Can't be having free will thinkers. That's... This leg's too short. It needs to be out here. The knee needs to be right here. And so that, and not quite right, but we say it's better than nothing, yeah? And that's not accurate anymore, is it? That's better. Her tits on this image are really squishy. Also, if you don't like being... Well, here's the thing, right? I'm just using words. And also, looking at an image that's already been drawn by someone else. So I'm not sexist. I'm not a piece of shit. Now, here's her face. Do we draw the... why did... Nipple mushroom? What's happening there? Not to say that nipple mushrooms aren't real. I'm sure they are. Now she has some fucking crazy cheekbones, right? Like she does on this image. Crazy fucking cheekbones, crazy fucking jawline, and a square ass jaw. Now, if this woman is the woman Fritz Willis was married to, and she was his, what do they call it, muses? My God, this woman has some cheekbones. Because he draws it like that. He just, of course, a little bit better. Because I'm drawing it like she's a fucking transformer. Excuse me, why? Anyway, so do we draw it so that we can see most of her? Because this is all the face. That's the whole face. Or do we draw it as if she's looking this direction? So we don't have that. We can kind of go off this other reference image. I'm sorry you guys can't see, but the other reference image is basically kind of what I'm gonna draw right now, which is some lips and some nose and like a big ass sun hat. Oh, I went too far down. But big ass sun hat vibes, right? And then well, she has a rock for a... she got a helmet now. So I don't think it being directly in the center. I think a little bit off to the left is better. Like right here. But maybe more curve. See, my brain is like, that looks right, but also wrong. Fix it. Bitch, I don't know how to fix it. Perspective was never my strong suit. I like this more. We love a mysterious woman. Mysterious. We're losing the frame. We are losing the plot, ladies and gentlemen. That seems so high where I just started drawing it. But this is her neck and oh. So this would be her ear right here, I think. And then I'm not even looking at the reference image right now. I'm just trying to remember all those years of drawing figures. Only. I drew so many women. Something, maybe it's her chin. She's looking a bit witchy. Whatever. Just nose. Well, shit. Here's the thing. When I draw figures, I've gotten really into drawing recently. People that are drawing and sculpting rather, they don't have full faces. So if they have a face, it is just the revenants, kind of. The most prominent pieces of the face are the eyes, nose, and lips, right? And so if you do a sculpture, I honestly have one in my closet to the camera's left. My left, not the camera's left, because the camera's actually still would work. Also, I have ADHD, so if I switch and swap and bounce around, that's why. And so does a lot of people, so I'm not gonna like rudely say get used to it, but also, you know, it's all right. She just looks like she has one of those crazy ass, like, mystery woman hats. Y'all know what I'm talking about. How do I make this look like a mushroom instead of a fucking hat? Mushroom. That's a hat. Oh fuck! Now I'm gonna only be able to look at mushrooms like hats now. Oh, I hate that. Okay. Do we lift it up a little bit on one side? Sorry, I was trying to think about how to do this so that you can see, in a way that would make sense, the gills of the mushroom. Because if you can't see the gills of a mushroom, it just looks like a fucked up hat. Unless I add, like, you know, little fucking dots. And then it's, boom, you have an amanita. The most commonly drawn mushrooms. By the way, I don't remember if it's toxic or poisonous, but don't eat them, please. They're pretty, but they're dangerous. Just like our mystery woman here, pretty and dangerous. You know, actually, you can't see it, but in reality, sorry, just noticed something. What are they gonna do? In reality, she has a sword, and she's dangerous. Why? I'm losing the sauce quite quickly. So her face, and then the gills would be not as dramatic. It would be like that, or would it be like that and be growing right out of her fucking head? Would that be weird? And she's sexy, but she's fucking weird looking. Oh, I kind of like that actually. Okay. All right, cool. We gotta. This was the sketch. We didn't reap. Look! I'll even write it for you. Oh, I'll write it this way, cause I'm crazy like that. Please work with me. This she's a bit wide, isn't it? Sketch. All right. I don't. This here. And we'll put this there. And we'll cry for a bit. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Don't need this felt. Don't need this. Clean up my station a bit. Right. Move that over there. And breathe. That's what we're gonna do. Breathe. Quick thingy. This is my Instagram handle. No, I'm kidding. This is my Instagram handle. It's Jasmine, JASMINE _Dan, GANN _. I post all of my art there. Occasionally I'll post other random stuff, like my dog. It's not exclusively an art account, it's a me account. It's a whatever I want to post account, and but it is mostly art. And it's everything. Like just above the camera over here are some earrings that I've made. To my right over here are some sculptures I've made. You saw a drawing. There's paintings over there behind me. There's a lithograph thing over there. I do anything I can get my hands on, which also includes commissions. So I haven't done a commission in a while, but that does not mean that they're not open. If you are interested, I'm very, very happy to do a commission for you. Just please, the only thing I request is that you're not a bot, you're not fake. So if you per se commission me, sorry, I'm like putting this off. If you commission me, see, the head's gonna be over here. We're gonna sketch super lightly. Head. See. Hold the pen like the people say you should hold the pen. But it's a pencil. Yes, yes. Body, titties. And, but, yes. And, big ass head. And, but these are not accurate proportions at all. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. If you want, commission me. Look at my Instagram. Look at all the stuff I can do. I can do pretty much anything. But if you DM me and you ask me to do something I cannot do, I will straight up tell you I cannot do that. But I will also recommend you to someone that I know, if I know them, if I know someone that can do it, that can do what you want, what you're asking for. And regardless, you will get the product that you're asking for. Like, if you want something like a metal sculpture made, not your girl. Not your girl. I'm not a fan of welding. It's hot, and honestly the biggest part is it's a huge strain on my back, and I have scoliosis, so it's really hard to sit up straight when you're bending over and looking like a goblin trying to get something done and welded properly without it sputtering everywhere because you didn't turn up a dial correctly or the amount of times it should be dialed. Radio, so let's go, right? Let's get on. I'm actually just going to put this over here because this is a sketch and it's important, but her actual pose and the real proportions I need to be looking at are on this page, and those are sketch proportions, and therefore not going to be as accurate if I just looked at her face. So we're going to start at the neck and just try and sketch really, really lightly. And honestly, I should probably have something underneath my hand so it's not like General like ching ching ching. That's not the word or sound for it at all. We're just gonna do a sticky note. We're not gonna pay attention to the words on the sticky note because they gave it to me for free, as most companies do. They give out little free things, and I personally don't really like when they give out free stuff like this unless I ask for it, because like do you know how many people give you sticky notes? I'm like, oh, thank you so much for completing our program doing laser hair removal. We appreciate it so much. We're gonna give you a sticky note, excuse me, and a stress ball and a pen. And the pens are great, especially for an artist, because even if I don't need it, someone else might. So I just keep a pen and pencil box. This is just a reference line, so I know where this is supposed to go. How thick this leg is supposed to be. And oh, I got water on my paper. Fuck. Well, that teaches me from drinking my smoothie over my fucking drawing. Unfortunate. But we move on. We digress. Because it'll dry. And I really want to get this done because it's in my head. And it's been in my head since literally this afternoon. I just decided I needed to do this. Well, I knew yesterday that I was going to mess with some inkies today because my best friend is on a trip right now, which means no. Does this eraser work well? Okay, it does. I was worried it's going to leave like a black smudge. Kind of looks like it would do that. This is wrong. And because it's wrong, I'm switching over. Also, I just noticed that she has thigh highs on in this picture, and so she has like this cuff where her leg meat does that. I'm gonna ignore it because I actually don't want her to have that. Okay, I think that's where that's supposed to go. That feels better. Alright, and then that. And then there's like a little shadow here because that's where the knee does the knee thing. And then I'm just going to draw out this knee even though her foot kind of crosses over right here. So it crosses over technically like right there, and then there's some footage. But I'm just going to draw it out anyways. Because I need to be able to see the full picture in order for my brain to work the way it wants it to work. So we're going to do a little bit of bends, and a little bit of bends, and then a little bit of bends. You don't realize just how bendy the bottom half of the leg is until you draw it. And then you're like, oh, it's like S-shaped shit. It's doing all the steps. Look at it go. Except this needs to go thinner. And this I think is fine right here, but this looks wrong. So this is the chunk, this is the meat. I think this is doing too much bendy bends, right? And this maybe is distracting me. So let's just see, but when you make it straight, it doesn't look right. So what am I, what's the formula that we're missing here? And just start trying to draw lines, and I think that's what it needed. Okay. I do think I made the ankle a tad too small right here, so we're just gonna, and I made her calf too big. Of course, I'm going directly off the reference image right now, so I'm gonna just attempt to do that, and then if it's afterwards I want to make it more my style. You know, that's an interesting topic. Let's talk about that. Did you notice that? So, at least this is how it is for me. I'm not going to talk for other artists because I don't know how other people think. I know how I think. And when I'm drawing women, unless I am trying to draw a different body type, my go-to body type is kind of, I realized recently what I want my body to look like, which is not, I'm just drawing a more muscly, more toned version of what I look like. Which I think is really funny, because it seems quite narcissistic of my little fucking subconsciousness? So, yeah, no? Yes, my subconsciousness to just want to draw myself without me realizing it. For the longest time until recently. That's so long. And I feel like I'm drawing it in the wrong direction too, so let's try and draw this one actually instead. So, do that, and did we just copy Fritz Willis's, like, he doesn't draw feet. I don't like drawing feet or hands. I don't even like sculpting feet or hands. They're really just, the bane of my fucking existence. I probably shouldn't cuss as much because YouTube has, like, this fun little algorithm thing where if you cuss a lot in your videos, you don't get, shown around as much. I think a lot of big YouTubers don't do that because, they want to make money, right? And so if you cuss a lot and your videos don't get shown, which means you don't really make money, and I'm not here to make money because I don't have a big YouTube following. But that's too low. Her belly button on this image is a little bit more up here. So weird when you add belly buttons to things. It's like, is that right? Looks a bit funky now. So is that where that comes from? This bit right here, I think it is, yeah. And then it comes out. So that's, yeah, okay, so that's about, her knee ends right here-ish. So we'll just draw a quick little line. I'm gonna erase some stuff. I'm gonna erase. anyways, yeah, I think it's just interesting that subconsciously I draw myself when I'm drawing, or I draw my idealized body type for myself when I draw. Just my everyday woman. I don't draw other people. Honestly, I kind of draw what I look like whenever I went on my 2-week Europe trip after high school. After I graduated, my mom surprised me, and we went on a 2-week Europe trip. Because I've always wanted to go, and I technically used to live in Germany as like a 3-year-old. But because of oppressive memory, I don't remember anything. And, which sucks. A lot of the things I thought I remembered are actually fabricated images that I created for myself without really knowing. Which happens a lot with people that have really vivid imaginations, is we'll create what we thought the event looked like. Or if someone gives us enough descriptors, we'll just go off of that. And so we'll create something to go along with it. And that's how we think it looks until someone corrects us. Which kind of sucks because, well, I don't think anyone wants to be told their recollection of a memory is wrong. Especially not a happy one. And it's not like anything serious. It's like, oh, you, so no, it wasn't, Germany didn't look like that when we were living there, hon. It looked more like this. And then we went there, and I was like, this is not how I remembered anything. And then the world came crashing down on me because I realized that none of the stuff looked like how I remembered it because it wasn't, I didn't have memory. I don't have any of those memories. Those are not mine. They're all just fabricated images in my mind. If you've had that experience, you're not alone, and it's totally okay. You're also not crazy for having that experience or feeling of being like, what? But, no, it's okay. It's totally fine. Something right here. So he kind of like, maybe I'm adding too much flair to this bit and it needs to be more here. So it's like that. And then this is still technically supposed to be more like that, but I drawed it straight. And I kind of like it straight. Like, I like this strong calf muscle where it's just a fucking square of straight. You know? So we're gonna do that. I think the legs feel good. Her legs feel a bit muscly. I think I drew her butt a bit smaller than the actual reference image. But I also do have body dysmorphia when I'm drawing, so I'll draw something and then I'm like, but that's not big enough, and so I'll make it bigger. And I'm like, that's... See, now she has a little bit of a cute butt. Before, just adding that little bit of line, she looked a little bit flatter. And in the image, she is a bit flatter. So I've given her more of a booty, and that's not real. These are little things that I think about when I'm drawing people that kind of drive me crazy, where I'm like, but that's not how it's meant to look, because a part of me has been kind of conditioned to, when I'm drawing, to be as realistic as possible, even though that's not my main form of art anymore. I don't really do realism anymore. I do I would say I do abstract expressionism, which, no, I will not explain to you what that word means because I constantly forget what it means, but it sounds right. Her arm doesn't even really kind of go down that way. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, that's okay. Is that, yeah, that's, I mean, it's actually a bit closer on the image, so not usually, I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I'm actually just kind of like in my, I want to get this sketch finished so I can get to the fun part of splatting down the ink and hoping it turns out the way I visually want it to, because abstract art is, and there's a lot of arguments online. You can disagree with me and that's perfectly okay. After doing a lot of different types of styles of art, modern, realism, photorealism. I've not actually done photorealism. I feel like that's a step too far for me and I'm not interested in it. I'm honestly not even super interested in seeing photorealism by other artists, just because that you're painting, drawing what it is, what it looks like. And for me that's not very interesting. No discredit to them. When you add like, you have like a person and then you have like all these crazy splats of color behind it, I feel like that adds more, for me at least. So let me put the arm. The arm just looks so straight here, and he covers up the elbow. He covers it up. I think it's right here though, so I think beefing up this, and then this just looks so long, even though I feel like it looks fine up until right here, and then I'm like, that's just a little too long. And I feel like it's because her leg is up higher, or maybe it's like that. Is that what needed to be fixed? I've made it a bit more angular, which is pretty common for me. But I do think it helps, even if it's just a little bit of a little margin of a help. That's fine. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, ooh, not in my face. Just use the good old eraser to clean up lines and see where it stops looking correct when you start cleaning up the lines. And that is my favorite technique. So yeah, that looks a lot better. Still looks a bit wrong, right? And I think it just needs to add, I just need to add like a bit of a hand right there. That's fine. So yes, a lot better. Also in the reference image, she isn't this fucking snatched, which I think is causing a problematic look for me, because then her chest comes out right about, is that right? Because her, I'm just gonna do some sketch lines real quick to figure out where her boobs are, because that's yeah. So I think I'm just gonna make her a little less snatched. and remove this line, because that line and this line are giving me this skeletal frame that I'm not really comfortable with. I want her to be a bit rounder. And these little lines, right, on his page, it's fine looking, but on my page when I do it, it makes her look, I can see her rib cage, and I don't want to be, see that I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why I'm doing the same thing as him, but see, suddenly she looks gaunt, but with a big belly. And we'll just curve that up a bit. I think maybe that'll be fine. And then perky boobs. And this line's correct, that line's correct, and that one's round. And this line comes from here, I think. Is that right? This comes from here? Okay. So, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, have you had a great day? That's amazing. No, you haven't had a good day? Oh, that sucks. No, that's good. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but you know, I am, where does this, so because she's got her head turned in mine, this line doesn't need to be here. It's kind of just gonna go up like that. Oh, that didn't really work, did it? You got a line right here? There was a line right there. Oh, fucking, that was supposed to be their line. I like these little, like, artistry lines that he puts in. They're really not, they're like actual, they're like hints to where the bits of body are, where shadows would fall. But I like them a lot. When I'm not looking at a reference image, I typically draw without these little lines, and then it feels oddly flat, and I can't figure out why. And I think I am starting to see why people like drawing off of anatomy books so much. Which is funny, because I vehemently refuse to buy an anatomy book. Because I'm like, I don't need them. I don't draw people anymore. But they are useful. So, these little bits. Hey. Just erase all of that. All of those lines, because I don't know if it's going to show up under the ink or not. I don't want it to, but I don't have to see it. Okay. And then ear, but maybe a little bit more curved. And oh, and then but the, this the jaw connect? I mean, he's showing it as such. I think I'm going to drop it down a bit and then... Oh, that looks funny. That doesn't look right either. Front of the face. I had drew so much better with a marker, now I'm really struggling. So let's try and look at this image and figure out where he is doing it correctly that I like, and not what is happening right now. No. I mean, it's closer, but still no. No. Fuck. Dude, I hate drawing mouths. The lips, brother. They're so hard to do. Definitely be rating this video not for kids. Oh, she just has like this fucking... Oh my god. Never mind. So... Alright. That's infinitely annoying. What does a head look like? Alright. She has a head. But this head is far too small for her body. And maybe that's what's causing the issue. Maybe I just need to draw this. So that's better. Still too small. And I'm scrunching it at the front of her face for some reason. One sec. I'm coming in. There you go. Bless you. Alright. I had to let my walnut nut out. How did this happen? Probably when the scissors fell. So, oh, and then erase that as well. But add back that little bone. And darken up these shadows a bit for the thing when it comes around. The ink. Okay. Face too small. This part doesn't really matter because my shoe's going over it, but I do need to get the lips. No, it doesn't go in, it goes out. I used to be able to draw noses so well, and then at some point I started accidentally drawing these like fucking triangle noses, and it's like I can't fucking stop now. It's really annoying. Mm. No. I love mushrooms. I love drawing them. I constantly forget how to draw gills. So the gills radiate from out here, and so it would be more like that? No. Nope. I did so good at the back. Only for me to just be able to not be able to do it at the front. Oh, jeez. And now there's a bit where I just don't talk for a little bit because I'm getting frustrated because I want to get this right, but then I keep drawing it too long or too short. Fuck me. Why does her chin seem so... Is that better? I think that's maybe better. I just did a thing recently with mushrooms. What was that? Was it this thing over here? Yeah, it was. Okay, so you have the gills, the top of the mushroom. Maybe this bit's just too proud. Maybe we expose a bit more of it and it's like, and her face just goes up into it. Oh, but that's weird because it doesn't, that would be mimicking the other side. So more like No. I think the issue here is that I didn't draw